Okay, my presentation is about the flooding in Pakistan. So this was all taken out of the link right here, number 3. So it says, this is climate change. So the flooding started from June 14th, 2022 until October of 2022. This article was published in September of 2022. So according to rapid attribution analysis by an international team of leading climate scientists as part of the World Weather Attribution Group, human-caused climate change likely increased the intense rainfall that flooded large parts of Pakistan. Extreme rainfall in this area increased 50 to 75%, and some climate models suggest this increase could be entirely due to human-caused climate change. The government estimates that around 33 million people across the country are affected by the rains, floods, and impacts such as landslides, killing at least 1,100 people and destroying infrastructure, homes, agricultural land, and livestock. The human and socioeconomic toll is expected to increase as flood levels continue to rise with immense pressure on the country's dams. So what stood out to me the most was that rainfall increased 50 to 75%, and that's what likely caused the flooding because of human activities warming our earth. The OCHA launched a flash appeal on August 30th for $160.3 million to help victims of the monsoon flooding. More than 70 districts were declared calamity hit by the government of Pakistan. And then this was just what somebody said in the article, and I didn't write the name, but you could probably go find it in there. So it says, "We have all seen media images of the extraordinary destruction. I can only imagine the power and ferocity of the water as it bore down on villages, roads, bridges, and everything else in its path. It was clearly terrifying, a wall of water. No country deserves this fate, but particularly no countries like Pakistan that have done almost nothing to contribute to global warming." So the Pakistan Meteorological Department said that it was the wettest August since records began in 1961. National rainfall was 243% above average. In the province of Balochistan, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, it was plus 590%, and in Sindh, plus 726%, according to the monthly report. The Indus River, which runs the length of the country, burst its banks across thousands of square kilometers, while the intense local rainfall also led to urban flash floods, landslides, and glacial lake outburst floods. And then I chose these pictures because it shows how deep the water was. And then here was a bridge. Then some research. To quantify the effect of climate change on the heavy rainfall, the World Weather Attribution scientists analyzed weather data and computer simulations to compare the climate as it is today, after about 1.2 degrees Celsius of global warming since the late 1800s, with the climate of the past following peer-reviewed methods. The researchers focused on two aspects of the event: the 60-day period of heaviest rainfall over the Indus River basin between June and September, and the 5-day period of heaviest rainfall in Sindh and Balochistan. Fingerprints of climate change in exacerbating the heat wave earlier this year and now the flooding provide conclusive evidence of Pakistan's vulnerability to such extremes. Then I just found this graph online. This just shows how much rainfall was way above average. And then here's a map that was shown in the article, just of the rainfall. Scientists found that modern climate models are not fully able to simulate monsoon rainfall in the Indus River basin, as the region is located in the western edge of the monsoon, and its rainfall pattern is extremely variable from year to year. Consequently, they could not quantify the influence of climate change as accurately as has been possible in other studies of extreme weather events, such as heat waves and heavy rainfall in areas with less variability and more reliable models. For the 5-day total rainfall, some models suggest that climate change increased the 5-day total rainfall in Sindh and Balochistan by up to 50%. Records which show that these heavy rainfall episodes have increased 75% in the region in the last few decades. And then there's just another picture. Then here's another quote. What we saw in Pakistan is exactly what climate projections have been predicting for years. It's also in line with historical records showing that heavy rainfall has dramatically increased in the region since humans started emitting large amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. And our own analysis also shows clearly that further warming will make these heavy rainfall episodes even more intense. The Pakistan Meteorological Department has issued repeated accurate warnings about rainfall, flooding, and landslides using WMO flash flood guidance system warning products in addition to national and regional analysis to disseminate to the relevant national stakeholders as well as to the local population. The National Disaster Management Authority is also issuing regular updates on river flood. Without these warnings, the death toll would most likely have been even higher. Then another picture, you can see that it's raining. But what's sad is that it can be even more intense than it already has been, and it's been super destructive. In a video message, UN Secretary General Antonio said that the people of Pakistan face the unrelenting impact of heavy rains and flooding, worse in decades. The scale of needs is rising like the floodwaters. It requires the world's collective and prioritized attention. Pakistan, being a negligible contributor to the overall carbon footprint, is still among the top 10 countries that are vulnerable to climate change. And with extreme weather events, which we have experienced from earlier this year, like the heat waves, forest fires, multiple glacial lake outbursts, floods, and now these disastrous monsoon floods. In March to May this year, Pakistan was gripped by a devastating heat wave, which impacted water supplies, health, agricultural output, and the economy, and caused rapid glacier melt. A rapid attribution survey said climate change made the extreme heat 30 times more likely. Then here's some more pictures. And again, this article was posted in 2022. As of August 27th, Pakistan received the equivalent of 2.9 times the national 30-year average, with rain falling in almost every part of the country. According to the Pakistan Meteorological Department, the rainfall has been extreme in those areas and stations where normal monsoon rainfall is generally very little. Various stations received 10 to 17 days of rainfall compared to the 1 to 3 normal rainy days. In addition, many 24-hour historical rainfall records were broken. One particular site at Patidan reported 1,228 millimeters monthly rainfall as of August 30th, compared to the average monthly rainfall of 46 millimeters. The same station also reported 355 millimeters of rain in 24-hour on August 19th. Many areas in southern Pakistan were already underwater. The recent flooding in North Pakistan, especially in the mountainous Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, threatens to aggravate the flood crisis in the coming days and weeks. Then just another picture of how deep the water was. The ongoing disaster demonstrates once again the need for climate change mitigation and adaptation. It also highlights the importance of WMO's drive to ensure universal access to early warnings, which drive anticipatory action through the UN Alerts for All initiative and its integrated flood management and flash flood guidance tools. Anticipatory action alongside an understanding of forecast uncertainty is proven to be highly effective, providing life-saving benefits to communities around the world. Pakistan still hasn't fully recovered. Flooding is still happening. Around 33 million, 1 in 7 people, have been affected by the flooding, with more than 500,000 houses destroyed or damaged. And then just some more pictures. Overall, it's just sad because they aren't really contributing to the greenhouse gases, but they're one of the most affected by the rainfall and the flooding, and the fact that it's still going on and that they haven't recovered is pretty scary. Anyways, that's all. Thanks for watching.